This documentation overview tutorial outlines all of the facets of using the system's electronic health records functionality. This tutorial does not teach you how to use all of the functionality or buttons and screens within the system. Those specifics will be covered in the follow-on tutorials. This tutorial will simply attempt to give you context and scope of the bigger picture when viewing the rest of the EHR tutorials. The ultimate goals or products that will result from using the electronic health records portion of the system are the SOAP Note, which is the chart note for the encounter. This is the document that we sent out to insurance companies or other practitioners. The system uses a variety of tools and features to ultimately create this document. The other primary goal or product that will result is this claim that can be sent electronically or printed and mailed, as well as corresponding invoices for this date of service. Let's quickly run through a high-level overview of the tools and features. As mentioned before, the staff checks the patient into the office, which makes a record of the patient visit by dragging and dropping them into a waiting room. The front desk staff generally doubles as a chiropractic assistant at this point. They go to the patient care screen to prepare the doctor's documentation. The front desk staff will drag and drop the patient into the Treat Patient box to start the encounter. The front desk staff, or CA at this point, will open the episode if they are a new patient. If this is an existing patient, the practitioner has past records in the system to use as a template for today. Then the open episode will be automatically displayed in this instance. And if we just saw this patient 2 days ago, what really changed? Shouldn't we be able to use the last date of service as a template? The staff will then use the import manager to pull past documentation forward. Either way, when the staff member is done preparing the documentation and ready to hand this documentation off to the practitioner, they simply save and exit and move the patient profile to the appropriate room in the queue. This is the key indicator between the staff and the practitioner. This tells the practitioner that the staff has set up the documentation and is ready for the practitioner to finish. The doctor then sees the patient move into the selected room. The practitioner simply drags the patient into the Start Treatment box to reopen the selected tool to finish the documentation. The doctor can see the name of the episode and how this patient is going to pay for the visit. In this example, it displays Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. If it is a cash patient, it would say so, and proceed with the initial evaluation documentation. The practitioner will use features like the Diagnosis Code Manager, these editors here to place below, to show the documentation on the appropriate body regions. If the practitioner would like to get more specific with his documentation for certain encounters, they will save and go to the full editor, generally only during evaluations, to finish the documentation. The primary interface in the full editor is the GUI, which allows the practitioner to document on some of the smallest and most particular minutiae if they wish. Now that the documentation is complete, the practitioner goes to the superbill to code the encounter. Although, for your general encounters that are part of a continuing plan of care, the practitioner need not return back to the superbill if the coding has not changed from the last visit, and actually won't even need to come to the full editor here either. Typically, a normal non-evaluation visit can be entirely completed from the RCT screen. That said, if the practitioner does need to code this visit, they click on the superbill. Since this is a new patient and/or new episode, and an insurance company is going to receive a claim, the practitioner will use the superbill to code it and submit the date of service to billing for claim and/or invoice creation. Then, to signal the front desk that the practitioner is done, they drag the patient back into the waiting room. See the follow-on documentation tutorials for specific details.